Welcome to another episode of Metabolic Radio with your hosts Shane Pace. Oh,
that would be me
over there, and Taylor Empey.
No gang size.
No gang size. I don't even know any. I know like. Oh wait, isn't this one? Isn't this?
I don't know.
Isn't this what the kids are doing now?
I have no idea.
It's called On Fleek or something.
Anyway.
Someone out there knows what I'm talking about.
Yes,
cool.
It is not me. I hate to admit that I do not know that.
You have kids. You should know this. Your kids are in gangs, Shane.
No, they're definitely not in gangs.
That's right, because there's not a single gang in Davis County, Utah.
Wrong answer there. I wish that were true.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
Anyway, today,
keep
folks,
living in your dreamland, brother.
Hey, I grew up there, man. I know what it's like. It's totally cush.
Yeah. You do know I got shot at in downtown Bountiful, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, now you do.
Well, did you survive?
No, I was killed.
Dang, that sounds pretty gangster.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, too. It was back. It was in the 70s. Anyway, another story.
All right, so today we're going to talk about the 3 types of goals. Okay, so the reason I wanted to talk about this was because everybody comes in to do personal training or goes to the gym or downloads the program or enrolls in the program or buys the book or hires the dietitian, all the stuff. They do all of it because they're dissatisfied with the way that they look or what the scale says. That's only one type of goal. Everything that you, all the different kinds of goals that you can have, there's actually 3 different categories. You've got health goals, performance goals, and physique-related goals. And like I would say the vast majority of people that I've ever worked with at least come in and it's almost 100% of the time a physique-related goal.
When you're talking in the fitness world, of course.
Well, yeah, I'm not just talking like competing in physique, but I just mean it's oriented around their body and how it looks.
No, I get it. I was saying, but the goals you're speaking of are specifically fitness related because you can have goals related to monetary. Shane. I know that.
I'm pretty sure someone's not on here like, what's the business advice they're about to give me?
Hey, you never know.
Maybe.
We could go down that road.
If you're here for business advice, you're in the wrong place.
I don't know. I'm good at business.
Are you?
Absolutely.
Prove it.
I have over 20 years of proof.
Of being good at busyness? You are pretty busy.
True that.
Okay, but so the thing is,
why did you call me a butt?
You are a butt. That's why.
All right, accept. I will be a butt today.
But
you know why butts? Because butts are.
Why do you keep cutting me off when I say butt?
Why wouldn't I?
Because you're a
all right. Go ahead. Continue on.
But anyway, I probably lost my train of thought. So, but yeah, the 3 types of goals: health goals, okay, performance goals, and physique goals. And most people come in to the gym and they want to pursue the physique goal, but they don't think about the other components, how health and performance related goals actually add to the goal that they are trying to accomplish, which is more oriented around their weight or the way that they look. And if they focus on some of these other goals, health and performance related, one, it makes the psychological experience that they have and their body image issues and associations they have with food and things like that, it starts to, I've noticed it starts to drive that away and they start to do better rather than just focusing on only physique related goals or weight goals specifically, because physique goals could also be like body fat percentage and, not even focusing on weight, but focusing on how I look versus what the scale says. And some people just focus on what the scale says, and that's even more of a narrow mindset. And we really want to dispel the idea that you need to focus on just the scale. It's a nice tool, but it's not the end all be all. It's a very narrow approach to your goals.
100% agree with that.
For sure. So
for sure. Over and over.
Huh?
Over and over.
Over and over. Shane, what are some goals you typically hear people talk about? And what categories do they typically fall under? Because I'm curious if you've had anything outside, because I'm just talking from my experience and what I see in the marketplace and the industry.
Usually, well, I don't know, strength goals. You got strength goals. You see, usually that's guys, not always, but usually. And then you'll have a lot of people talk about how they want to look.
Mm-hmm.
But almost always it's almost without exception, if they're coming in with a fitness type goal, it's related to weight first.
For sure. And it's funny because even though you said strength, right, like that would fall under performance.
Yes.
Increasing in strength, lifting more, being able to run faster, jump higher, be stronger, be more mobile. And mobility could kind of trickle into the health component for certain age groups of people where mobility is important for their health. It's important for everybody's health, but I call that more of like an actual physical biomechanical performance goal.
What are you saying?
What?
What are you saying?
I'm saying you're old.
Wow.
You know that. You said it last episode, I think. You were like, "Oh, I'm so old." You and Josh were talking about. We were talking about how you guys are like the same age, and he puts you to shame, bro.
I can't believe he's 5 years younger than me, and he's been into lifting the whole time. I just came back.
You've
dude.
been a martial artist your whole life.
Yeah, but I haven't.
And a massage therapist and training.
Yeah, but I haven't been as practicing until more recently again. So, I have my excuses.
Shame on Shane. Hashtag everybody. For some reason, I don't know how we're going to use it, but remember, hashtag shame on Shane.
I will slap your hands down.
Can we add that to the book of now Taylorisms, because it's not a Shaneism, and
it is far from a Shaneism.
All right, leave a comment below if you would like us to make a T-shirt that says hashtag shame on Shane, and we'll and your ideas of how you want to implement that hashtag so that we can exploit Shane for fun.
They will become the official. It'll become the official MR-isms.
Mr.isms.
No. Metabolic Radio.
I know.
MR. You know what MR is? Yeah, MR.
Yep. So let's give people some examples of each of these categories of goals so that they can really understand like what they're trying to focus on. Because a lot of people, they just come to the gym and they're like, I'm dissatisfied. I don't like the way that I look. I don't like the way that I feel. I don't know what to do. They're just very, very general. They just know, okay, I'm ready for something new in my life. I'm ready for a new health change, but I have no idea where to start. And they don't even have their full, like, what they want to accomplish conceptualized. And so sometimes, you know, when they're not working with a trainer, they don't really know what they're working towards. They don't know what kind of workouts to look up. They don't know what kind of nutrition protocols to follow based off of what their goals are. They're just kind of shooting in the dark.
Yeah, my thing is most of them don't understand their goals anyway.
For sure.
I think they miss their goal. They think they know, and then when they start really going for what they're thinking is their goal, it's not their goal, it's something else.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say, in all honesty, most people in the gym are going for more of either a mobility type thing for health, or they're going for a strength related thing because they don't feel like they're strong enough, or they're going for appearance.
I would say the vast majority of people train for aesthetics and appearance.
Yep, absolutely agree with you.
And then, like, because I mean, honestly, like, I'm motivated by strength goals, but if someone was like, you could be strong as hell and not look good, or you could look good and lift like 5-pound dumbbells on every exercise, I'd be like, I'll pick the look good. And
I would take the extreme opposite of that.
And it's not like I'm not motivated by it or that I don't care about my strength, because I do, but like I can just tell that I'm when you give me an ultimatum, I'm more motivated by the aesthetic component for sure.
You're right.
But I am also motivated by the health component for me specifically, which is it helps me treat my depression and anxiety.
Well, see, that was something else I was kind of bringing up earlier that you kind of missed. Was I think true fitness goals, there are people that they understand the nature of it that come into fitness because they want to feel better about themselves, and that's a psychological goal, and that's a different one.
Mm-hmm. But I would put psychological under, or these kinds of things, those kinds of reasons under health. It's just mental health, not actual physical.
Yeah, that's true. You're right on that.
At least me personally, that's just how I categorize them. I'm sure there's other trainers or people out there that categorize goals with fitness differently. But that's what, when I'm enrolling a person, that's what I say. Okay, look, I know you want to lose weight, but that's all that you've told me. You're dissatisfied and you want to lose weight. Let's dissect this down. And I really get them I boil it down to the core. What is it that they want to accomplish truly on a definitive scale? And then what's the motivation behind that? Like, what's the reason? I literally say, and I did this with 3 people this week who signed up for training. And I sat them down. I said, why are you sitting right here? Like, why are you sitting right here right now making this decision? Because there was something that drove you to start Googling and find me and then text me or email me or call me and then come in here and actually show up and be willing to pay money, big money for this service. There's a reason why you're here. And we dissect it down to, as close of a platonic form as we can find of what their motivating or driving factor is behind the actual goal itself, so that they know what they're committed to for themselves on a long-term basis. Because it's really easy to be motivated at the beginning, and then you realize how hard training is.
I like that a lot.
And dieting is, and then like 2 months into it, you want to quit. So then you remember that why, or that motivating factor of why you showed up, why you show up every day, why you're investing money.
Did any of them go, that's a good question, and just get up and leave?
No, I've never had anyone just stand up and walk out. But
no, they go, now that you say it, I don't know why I'm here. And then they just left.
Nope. I could see you doing that, though.
That's a goal of mine now. I may have to come out and...
What's the reason behind that goal?
I'll look. Don't know. Click. Where's the off button? Gone.
But so for before... Well, once you establish your goals, you want to establish that motivation of... Or not establish, because it's already established. You just haven't identified what it is. So you need to identify why.
Perfectly.
Okay, Why are you watching the show right now? Why do you listen to us all the time?
Because we're amazing.
If you're,
I'll answer that question. Because I'm awesome, and you're all right.
Like, okay.
Yeah, you're not bad.
Yeah.
And then I'm cool again, and then you're still okay.
I think you're more of the comedian anyway. Like, you probably make people laugh more than I do.
That's because you're not funny.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's what it comes down to. I mean, let's be real.
But so yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have a dog jumping into this picture in a second.
Well, you know what our love language is? Words of deprecation.
There's some truth to that. Yes.
But so when it comes to these different categories of goals, no matter what goal it is, unless like truly you can just say, I started exercising because I intrinsically enjoy it. And you cannot deduce it back down to something that's health related. Even it feels good is health related. It provides a positive physiological response in my body. That's your motivating factor. Okay, it's a health goal.
I do it because I really like it.
No other reason.
Didn't say there's no other reason, but that is one of the biggest things that drives me.
You do love it intrinsically,
even though
you have other motivations.
Yeah, absolutely, but
yeah,
things like this thing right here, this area, this part of me, my shirt.
Yes,
this shirt hurts a lot, and since I'm really determined, I'm going to wear it. No, man, my stupid shoulder. That has been the opposite of a motivator for me. So
it's a demotivating factor for sure.
It is right now because I'm trying to make it heal, which I have never really done before, as you know.
Mm-hmm. Are you actually doing your mobility stuff?
I was doing mobility stuff. Well, I have been. I even did it this week. But I really have not been doing much gym related stuff.
Shane, what are we going to do with you?
Every time I go in, it comes out worse.
Really?
Every time. Yep.
You might want to get that looked at. You know that there is a time and a place for Western medicine.
Look.
I just see plaid.
That's what I'm wearing.
Clearly.
I just want to point that out.
So, health goals examples for people. So, everybody who's watching or listening right now, I want you to sit down and actually either make note or type it on your notes on your phone or write it down and hash out, deduce down to what exactly it is that you're trying to accomplish. Why are you listening to this? Why have you been listening to this for a while, or why did you start?
Well,
what is it that you want to accomplish? Write down the 3 categories: health goal, performance goal, physique goal. And we're going to write down examples and then write down your own,
I like that. I will say this, though. Realize that the odds are what you think is your majority goal, like we just said a second ago, isn't your real goal. And analyze past it till you find that, because that's what's going to keep driving it.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's like the idea of someone who, well, my goal is I want to look good for a reunion, or I want to look good for my wedding or whatever, and so they focus on that. That's not a true end result goal.
Mm-hmm.
That's a step to the end goal, because, like I said, in my opinion, anything related to fitness should be more lifelong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think we'll be able to clarify that for people too when we start talking about the motivations behind the initial goals, because that'll really actually, once we deduce it down and then talk about the actual motivating factor, it will reveal what the real goal actually is based off of the reason why, in my opinion. So with health goals, you've got anything that's really related to health and wellness, mental health, physical health, increasing or decreasing, depression, anxiety, other mental disorders, or helping to regulate that. Getting good blood marker numbers, like healthy testosterone hormone,
hemoglobins, red blood cells. You're kind of a dick.
No,
just say.
No, I'm not kidding. I wasn't. That wasn't a jab at you, man.
That was a straight up jab.
No, it wasn't. Okay. It really wasn't.
I can handle it. I'm a big boy.
Blood markers, like he's talking about certain cell counts. Are you in specific ranges? What does your hormone profile look like in different things? How's your endocrine system functioning? Are you at risk for diabetes? Are you becoming insulin resistant? Is your cholesterol at an unhealthy level? These different things are all what's health related. Things that can be measured by physiological markers, or like preventing osteoporosis, treating arthritis. Like I had a guy that I trained who solely came to me because he had osteoarthritis, and he wanted to basically just make it so that he wasn't in pain all the time.
Why would he want that?
What?
Why would he want that? That's.
I said so he wasn't in pain all the time.
I know, constant pain. It's driving. It's a driving force.
Sadomasochism, I guess.
I didn't say that. Mm-hmm. I live with mostly constant pain, so it's all good.
So those are examples of health goals. So you really sit down and think about, okay, what are my health goals? Write those down. What health related things do you want to see that are not performance related and that are not physique related, but just health? Then
I want blood result. I want my blood result better.
Good.
There. I just thought I'd share that since you had to go out and
and you want your joint mobility, which trickles into some performance as well. But you want mobility, and you want strength through that range of motion, and you probably want to decrease pain, I imagine.
Why? Before we go.
Oh, I forgot you are a sadomasochist.
I'm not a sadomasochist. I just it's a driver for me. I don't enjoy it. Anyway, I was just using me as an example to make this easier, people. I'm not. I am kind of playing with Taylor on this, but I figure I might as well use me as an example.
It's all good.
We talked about my blood today. That's why Taylor and I. That's why I've been joking.
He honestly thought that I was poking a jab at him, but I had already.
I honestly didn't, dude. It just fit.
It does.
The timing was perfect.
It's all good. I can take it. Examples of performance goals. So now on the performance category, think about how you want your body to perform better. Do you want to increase mobility, range of motion, flexibility, strength through range of motion, overcoming sticking points, becoming stronger, being able to lift more, being able to brace your core better, being able to stabilize, being able to be more agile, dexterous, jump higher, run faster, stop quicker, redirect more precisely. Precision is a big one. Have better form and technique. All of these are going to be more like performance related. Do you want to increase your endurance capacity? Do you want to increase your lung capacity? Do you enjoy swimming? Like all of these more practical applications to performance related goals. What are your performance related goals? Like some of mine are, I do want to increase my strength, even though I have vanity related goals or physique related goals. I want to increase my strength. I want to maintain my flexibility since I enjoy, martial arts and my mobility and things like that. Even though I'm lifting a lot of weight, even though I become strong, I don't want to become stiff and immobile. I want to maintain strength through that mobile range. so that I have, practical application to use my body in its environment, and overcome any physical obstacle. I do right now. I don't really have any physical limitations other than my endurance capacity could be better. And clearly like any, very, very specific type of training that I don't do, that I obviously don't condition myself for, there's limitations there.
Which there'll always be that. Always.
Yeah.
That's a given for no matter what.
Yeah.
That's another reason why you have to figure out your goals, because if you go after one goal and ultimately you want a strength goal and you're going to go running all the time, you're not going to get a strength goal ever. That's the reason why you got to figure that out. But
you'll get as much strength as is needed to propel yourself to the next step, and that's about it.
Yes.
So now write down, okay, what kind of performance goals do I want? Do you want to jump higher? Do you want to run faster? Do you want to be more precise? Do you want to be more flexible? Do you want to have more strength? Do you anything that is a matter of increasing your physical ability to do something, has nothing to do with your body, has nothing to do with your health. That's kind of what performance goals would be about. Examples of physique or vanity related goals are, going to be just more of that vanity. It's like,
appearance.
I want a better appearance. I want to be leaner. I want to be smaller or thinner or bigger, or I want to have abs, or I want to have a six pack, or I want to fit into that dress size, or I want to fill out my shirt better. I want to do a photo shoot. I'm doing fitness modeling. I want to compete in bodybuilding or bikini or physique or fitness, or
like I said, I said
what am I missing? I want to figure.
I want to be transparent. That's one of my goals.
You just want to be see-through.
That's my aesthetic goal.
That's your
invisible.
Yeah, you want to be as thin as paper so you can slip through the cracks in the floor.
No, because then it could be ripped. I just don't want to be visible.
Then it could be ripped. You just want to be invisible.
Yeah, I don't want to be. I want to be ripped. I don't want to be ripped like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Paper
ripped
body.
I want to get ripped like paper. What?
Yeah. Hey, would you like can we glue your leg to the wall? It's small, it's thin.
So be thinking now, okay, what physique goals do you want? Or, I wouldn't advise it, but if you have a weight goal, this is going to fall under that, because weight is a very poor indicator of health. So that's something
that is true.
I would like to clarify that because we've talked about
true.
it in the past. And some people think that, well, if I get to the X number for weight, then I'll be healthier. That really depends. That can be the case for people that are in like large, some more severe stages of obesity, that the stress on their body is just so great they just need to lose weight because they have such excess body fat. But I know obese people that are in normal body fat percentage ranges and their blood markers are totally fine, so they don't need to lose weight. If you look at the research, weight is a very poor indicator of health. And it's just a very easy marker to measure and track statistics. And that's why we have BMI. But even the medical community is starting to move away from that. It's still used widely, but they are starting to move away from that because they realize it's a really poor indicator, because you can still be underweight, or normal weight, and be at risk for everything that obese individuals are at risk for: heart disease, type 2 diabetes, metabolic disease, and cancers, those kind of things. So if you're like, well, my weight goal is a physique goal, it could be, but at the same time, don't think that it's a health goal, because it could. In certain cases, it could technically be a health goal, but I wouldn't throw it into that category because it's so general. I would put that more at, I have a physique goal, and because I think I'm going to look or feel better at a certain weight.
No, I agree with that.
In my opinion.
The thing about so some stuff that people need to think about when it comes down to the weight side of it. If somebody's lighter, changing their weight ratio isn't necessarily going to change anything in their health. If somebody's really heavy, it will always change their health, but it's because of the way that their hormonal system will start working better.
Moving which direction with weight? What do you mean?
If you're heavy, and you start to lose weight, your hormones will function more appropriately. it won't mean that you're ultimately healthy, but you'll be more healthy. If you're super light, it doesn't mean that you're going to gain a better hormonal basis or anything like that. If you
with resistance training,
well, that's
proper nutrition.
But that's not what I mean. I'm just saying if like they eat to gain weight. If somebody's gaining weight, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be more healthy. It doesn't mean they're going to be less healthy. It's just, yeah. That's the thing with somebody.
But it really depends on what weight they're starting at. When they're losing.
Well, right. I was talking more when I mean on this side of it, and you're right on that too.
Yeah, because I could argue that for myself, when I was 175 at 7% body fat, I was healthier than what I am now, which is 165 at probably 10, or what I was before that, which was like 175 at 13.
I would question that. I would say that doesn't necessarily mean anything. The body fat levels up to 13 is in an unhealthy range.
No, it's not in an unhealthy range. No, I didn't. But what I mean is, because of what I know I was doing for my health and my goals at the time
because
I was that composition,
you've changed the things
I'm more sedentary right now. I have more stress. Makes sense. I'm working out less. I don't have as good of endurance. My strength is actually better on most things, not on my bench, but on other things. And so I have a lot of indications that I've actually decreased in other areas in terms of I've regressed a little bit, even though I've lost weight and even though that's been body fat loss. But I am a little bit more body fat ratio than I was before. Still very lean. I totally get that, and I understand. I'm a fit individual, but I'm just comparing myself to my past self a few years back when I had, like I said, less stress, fewer commitments, better gym habits, those kind of things, more dedication.
Well, let's be real. That's a marker. Like I said in the last episode in 105, when I was disputing, that's part of fitness. The reality is when people look at fitness, they got to understand it's not just a body related thing; it's the whole person.
Yeah.
And with what you just talked about, higher levels of stress is always going to make you less healthy. Period. Because of my blood markers. That in and of itself, you and I have talked about, since we're not going to, unless you want to share numbers, I don't really care one way or the other on this, but I'm at a point where my body's going to be going through a lot of stress because my blood is in a terrible place. And if I can't get that under control, bluntly, it would kill me. And because you know how high it is. So do I have a potential risk? Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about one factor of it being hemoglobin stuff. It's like I joked about when they told me about it before I actually looked at my numbers. Yeah, you could probably stab me with a knife, pull the knife out, and I'd stop bleeding because it's so quick. But the reality is that good? I guess if I don't want to bleed to death, yeah. But if I want blood,
but your risks of other issues going on are dramatically increased.
Exactly right. If I want blood to go through my brain, or if I want it to go through my heart, pretty much don't want it to do that
without a clot or without stopping.
Yeah. So I'll just have 2 extra hearts, just in case. But no, that's like I said, dude. That's when you start to look at it, all those factors come into it, and when you're talking about something about like lessening stress. In the society that we live in, stress is just a part of everybody's life in an immense way. And that's another reason why when somebody's looking at a healthy lifestyle, almost everybody that's going to be listening to us, they've already got a mindset that they want to go to the gym or they want to at least work out because that's why they're listening to a fitness-based related podcast, right? But if we could affiliate this into a business sense, it really has a beneficial effect on your business life as well, and it will give you a much better fitness relationship if you start to work out because it'll make it so you're more healthy. You're more healthy to be able to do your business stuff, and the stress levels go down. You know what I'm saying? And so that's not to force this into anybody's list, but unless the person's dead or doggone near, doesn't even move, they're going to have heightened stress levels that are hard on their body. And I think that should be part of every goal.
That does depend on where people live and the lifestyle they've chosen, though.
Without question. And it does.
But
it also
when we're talking America, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Or the modern Western world, mostly.
Agreed. But the reality of it, too, is when you're looking at it from
And when I say America, I mean the United States of America, because I understand that other Americas are included in that.
look at you.
100% politically correct.
That's what I was going to say. Look at you going all politically correct. But though I do agree with that because people think that we're arrogant.
Yeah, well, because we say, yeah, we're Americans. Well, that includes Central America and all of South America, which is all these other countries, and we're just like, yeah, we're Americans.
Well, and
But
let's be
we're
real.
specifically Northern
Let's be real.
Americans.
I know that, but let's be real. If you say you're an American, that is specifically the United States. That is not Canada. And so it's not North America.
But it's Central America and it's South
no,
America.
I understand that. I'm saying if you want to get specific.
And Caribbean America.
But if you want to get specific, wow.
Just kidding.
If you want to get specific, though, Canadians are Americans, but they don't say they're Americans.
No, they're our little brother.
Yes,
They're America's little brother.
Canada.
Matt Benvey, if you're listening to
Canadians.
this, you're my little brother.
Boom.
He's my Canadian buddy.
I know.
Or Devin Harder.
I have a lot of friends from Canada.
Huh?
I have a lot of friends from Canada, from the great land of Canada.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're good peeps.
They is.
So okay.
I would live there.
I have lived there.
Have you?
You just pay a lot in taxes, but you get basically free healthcare.
Yeah, I'm not real impressed with their healthcare system though.
Yeah.
But
it was fun.
I really like Vancouver. I really like Toronto.
I lived in Toronto. And it's Toronto. CH, Toronto.
That's what I say to that. That's a negatory.
That's how they say it. Toronto.
That was a no. Well, yeah, but they say Mazda. They're wrong on that too.
They do say Mazda and they say pasta.
Yes, they do, and they're wrong on both of those.
They are wrong on that for sure. And
which is fine.
And they like poutine, and poutine's disgusting. Sorry.
My
you know
my
what
buddy,
that is, right?
I do not know what that is.
It's fries, cheese, curds, and gravy.
That's scary.
That's
Where is that at?
It's like a Canadian thing.
Is it East
It's
Coast?
like, dude, like I think you can get poutine at like McDonald's and stuff.
Well, I believe it, but is that like East Coast Canada? Because
Toronto's East Coast. It's like
I know it. I didn't realize that. That's why I'm wondering. Because anyway, but Conway West, my buddy from
Kanye West, dude, I didn't know you know Kanye West.
Conway West.
Can we get him on the podcast?
Conway's a good dude. Anyway. And he is a Canadian, and he is definitely not who you're talking about. But he's the one who got me saying Honda and Hyundai, because he had to keep saying stuff and saying that we said it wrong. And so I said, no, man, you got to go back to where it originates from, and that's how it's said. So now I don't say. Hold on, it takes me a second to say it right.
Or
Hyundai.
I
say Hyundai. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Lesson learned.
Weird as that is, and yes, we digress.
Let's bring it back now. So you've got your health goals, your performance goals, your physique goals. Make sure you have all those listed and written down, every single one that you want to accomplish. Now let's talk motivation. What is the reason behind it? Excuse me. Why? Like, you literally need to leave space under each one and write why, and then write the reason, and then under that reason, why that reason, and just use deductive logic to get down to the true platonic form of why you want to do this. And what you'll find is a lot of these motivating factors for your goals, the goals often don't even really matter. It's what's the motivation behind it, what's the reason, the driving force that's compelled you to put yourself through pain and discipline and regimen, in order to accomplish these said goals. Because oftentimes you'll find, like I said, that those reasons are just way more core to what matters to you. Like, I can't tell you how many clients that we do sit down, and then they end up breaking down a few sessions into their training because they realize, I don't feel sexy anymore, and I feel like my husband wants to leave me. It has nothing to do. She doesn't care about, truly how she looks. And I mean, she does, but in what she really cares about is she fears like her husband's going to leave her.
Yeah.
Or I realized that I'm obese and my kids just got diagnosed as type 2 diabetics because of the health that I've taught them, or the lack thereof. And so my motivation is to change the health my real goal is to be an example to my children to positively impact their lives. These are real goals, you know.
So is there any way that we can superimpose our goals onto other people's goals and make them their goals as of today?
You can do that sometimes, depending on the susceptibility of people.
That makes my finger really big.
You need to wash your hands, bro.
I probably do, huh?
But I'm serious. Like that's real. Like those are the real goals. Like if you're like, well, I want to lose 10 pounds. No. Keep digging.
You said something that I want to superimpose on everybody, at least in the United States.
Okay.
That their goal should be to learn nutrition to an extent, and to make it so that they're anyone that is affiliated with them, not force it on them, but so they have a bigger understanding, so they know what they're doing with it. Because you hit on something that I think should be a national goal.
For sure, dude. I have very strong
knowledge.
We've talked about this, and let's keep it focused on the goal thing. But we've talked about the state of the union in terms of health and fitness and nutrition and education and the infiltration of policy and things like that. And so I definitely agree with you on that.
If anybody wonders, I do have a dog to my actual physical right. That is why I continue to look over this direction.
I looked over to the right to check my phone, to be honest with you.
Yeah, see, my phone is actually to my left. So I have not looked at my phone at all.
To the left. Shane's phone is to the left. Good. Yeah, it's a good song.
That is perfect. I'm not picking up my dog.
Okay, but now
I guess in theory I could, but that is not my goal.
Since we're on goals, you could. Let's wrap this up. But people, we want you to really look at those, more surface goals. Not that they're not important, but those more surface goals that you wrote down. Go through each of them and ask yourself why, for every single reason and justification that you can come up for wanting that goal, until you can no longer come up with something, or till you deduce down to something truly, truly meaningful. Like we talked about, being an example to your children, wanting to feel sexy again, bringing the spark back into your marriage or your relationship, feeling self-confidence again, like actually feeling like confident in yourself as a person, not just the way that you look, but mentally, like you love yourself as a person. These are the real core motivations and what the real goals are that matter. And this is what's going to be the key to you staying on track for years to come, integrating health and fitness into your life. If you think that you're just going to do a 3-month program or lose 10 pounds and you're going to be happy, you're not going to win. You're going to be very dissatisfied unless you find that true intrinsic motivation deep down for what's going to keep you going, even when times get tough. And in the words of one of my figurative mentors, Darren Hardy, I'm paraphrasing, but he essentially says, the reason I'm successful is because how does he say it? I stay committed to the goals that I've set long after the mood that I set them in has passed. Like, you might be really motivated right now, but what are you going to feel like in 2 months when, you've only lost like 2 pounds and you haven't made significant lifestyle changes and you've put in a ton of hours at the gym, like you need to be able to commit to your goals with something more core and meaningful that's going to keep you driving forward and going even after the happy, good, positive, confident mood that you set your goals in has passed. Whoops, I just hit the mic.
It blew my ears out, so you're good.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
Because
it wasn't that bad.
That's what's going to keep you committed long term. That's really what you need to do if you want.
Well, that's the true motivation. I think go back to Josh Carter in the stuff he was talking about, because if you remember in the last episode, he talked a lot about basis of goals and how the people he worked with were dealing with that kind of stuff.
He said inspiration comes from others, motivation comes from within, but dedication persists in the absence of both of those.
That is correct.
And I think that's the perfect way to sum it up for what he was talking about.
Well, but it ties to this so closely, it's ridiculous. So,
yeah, for sure. And so that's the advice that I have for people. Is there anything that you wanted to add to that?
I interjected my changing of the subjects quite a bit. I feel good about that. I'm a little bit behind. I need to put in a little bit more changing topics, but I think I'm pretty solid with where I was.
I think we need like 2 or 3 more tangents next episode.
Yeah, this one is more you. And so, not that I disagreed with you, but this really was more you. And so, yeah, I really wanted to change the subject a lot because it's not that I'm not interested in this stuff, because I am, because I'm very driven by goals. You already know that. But yeah, so I don't have anything to add.
Sometimes you have to interject because I just hogged the mic, dude.
And the honest truth is I'm really a little bothered by that, because I'm the one who wants to hog the mic. I'm the talker in the group, and after this conversation today, I would think it was you. So
we both like to talk, I think.
That is true.
That's why
we're doing.
That's what we're literally just talking right now. Like that, we chose to spend our Friday afternoon just talking because we like it.
Yes, and thankfully we get along, so we can actually do this on a mic and in front of a video camera. In fact, here's my finger. Look, it's bigger than my face. my index finger is bigger than my face.
Wow.
Yeah, just saying.
Well, there you have it, people. There's some more information on how to set goals and identify your goals, and then identify.
You have gone blue. You just went blue.
I'm blue.
Yeah, your camera. Okay, I am sidetracking completely.
The light changed or whatever.
Yeah, and people, if you watch the YouTube stuff and you are curious to notice this, every once in a while Taylor will go very blue. I can't grab it. I would squeeze like this with my two fingers.
Okay. Anyway, if you like our podcast, please leave us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. And please join our free community on Facebook by going to facebook.com and typing in the Metabolic Radio private forum, where we will add you to the group, add you to the conversation, and answer your questions on the show.
And remember YouTube, because we are putting more content, more not live, but live for us.
Live from my couch.
Was live when we recorded it.
All right. There you have it, people.
Peace.
Talk to you soon.